All right, we are live from the Hoboken Historical Museum. For the first time, we are in the upper gallery's new bird's nest. So if you are visiting Hoboken, you live in Hoboken, and you want to come see something unique, well, we have Terns on Parade, the art and story of Hoboken's honorary bird. And I'm here with the Birdman himself, Jeff Trump.
Hi, everyone. Happy to be here. Thanks for flapping it up. I really appreciate that.
Oh, every time we have a bird joke, we will be hitting the bell. So I hope you play with us at home. It is a Friday.
Yeah, that's
Make
one.
sure you sip on your coffee and enjoy this new game we've created in Hoboken together. So, Jeff,
Yeah.
you are a Hobokenite, Hoboken resident. When did you migrate to the Mile Square?
So New Jersey, born and raised. Yes, yes. I grew up in Bergen
Jersey
County, and it was about 2008 when my wife and we got married, and she works in Manhattan, and I work in northern New Jersey, and so we needed that in between space where we could kind of both get to work and live our lives, and so Hoboken just was an amazing fit. And we just fell in love with the community. We always loved it. I think it was after Hurricane Sandy in 2012.
It brought everybody together.
Totally.
Right? Yeah.
Yep. Walking around town and seeing how everybody was willing to help each other out,
Yep.
connect with each other.
Yep.
It was just, that was it. We were here to stay.
Yeah, that's when you see what you're made of, and through challenges comes opportunities for togetherness, and I think that made us flock together. Are you playing? Because we are.
Yes. Yeah, great flocking behavior.
That's what they told me to do. Totally not my idea. So if you are at home watching, this is live. Feel free to throw in a comment, a question. We will bring it up onto the screen, and we will have you fly in and be a part of us tonight. So I guess, everyone has the genesis, what created the Birdman. I'm calling you the Birdman.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that title?
Sure, I proudly wear the mantle of
Friends give
Birdman.
nicknames to each other,
Yes.
right? So here we go.
Yes.
So, there was just the Jeff that many people from your life have known. But then something happened. And that something, I believe, happened in Hoboken. I believe involved a very special family member. And would you like to tell us about your spark bird, as we call it?
Absolutely.
The spark bird.
Absolutely. I feel like we need sound effects, like a
Oh,
thunder and
rain,
lightning.
we'll
Yeah.
throw those in, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Spark
I like
bird.
it. I like it.
Everybody has the spark bird.
So in birding, and you could try this at home. If someone in your life loves birds, you could ask them, "What's your spark story?"
This guy does.
Yeah. And they will have a spark story, absolutely. And so my spark story actually is really important because it's really tied to my city, Hoboken, the place that I love. And so it was about a decade ago. I had a broken leg, and I was cheering on my wife with my son was at my side, and she was in the Hoboken turkey trot, which is coincidental, right? The turkey is not my spark bird. And we were cheering her on Pier A, and waiting for her. It was a November Saturday afternoon, and all of a sudden, a red-tailed hawk lands, basically kind of like a beautiful
gorgeous
bird.
creature.
Yes,
right?
Which I had seen, for the 30 years of my life at that point, but I had really never actually seen it.
Yeah.
And it landed right there on that tree and looked down.
Oh my God!
Into the planters.
I would have clutched my pearls. Red-tailed hawk. I'm Cuban Dominican. You know what I mean?
Thankfully, we were safe. It dropped down, grabbed a mouse, went back up to the perch.
It's not landing for no reason.
No, not at all.
It's focused on
Very
what it wants.
intentional,
It
yeah.
flew down. Yeah.
Totally. And in front of my son and I, who at the time was, maybe 7 years old.
What?
And then he did it again a second time, and so we were sitting there kind of with our jaws open thinking, we didn't even know there was a mouse over there. It's able to see it, grab it, and swallow it. So from that point, we were just, oh my gosh, a raptor in Hoboken. We got to know what's going on here. I rushed out and bought a field guide. And on Monday, I picked him up from school. We went home.
For those watching, a field guide is a encyclopedia, if you will, of different birds that you could flip through. So now, just to touch point to that for beginners, right? Because we always want everybody to kind of join in the fun, right? It's so much fun for you, and that's what this is about. That's what the show's about, is like join in the fun. Our wings are open. And we have a great wingspan to reach a lot of people.
Totally.
So basically, a field guide is an encyclopedia of birds, but how do you jump in? You're like, yellow bird? Is it broken up into like yellow color? Is it broken up like, because you'd have to know the name to find it in the encyclopedia, but
sure.
Is that kind of how it works? Like you have to know the name of the bird before looking in the field guide?
That's a great question.
Okay,
so,
I'm here for the question.
Yes,
so
yeah.
Thank you for the flattery. I appreciate it. I'll take it in all forms. All forms.
So what I'll say is, I remember getting that first book and feeling intimidated by it.
Yeah, it's a lot of birds.
There's so many birds there, and also exhilarated, right?
Right.
Thinking, wow, one day am I going to see a cedar waxwing?
Whoa.
And then going from the point of not knowing what a cedar waxwing was to then saying, wow, maybe one day I will see it. Oh, it's a gorgeous bird. Kind of has a crest like a cardinal, and vibrant colors, yellows and reds and
People
browns.
are Googling that at home right now.
Yes. And so seeing that bird, and the book we had actually had sound, so hearing it, and then slowly starting to learn the birds, and then discovering, oh my gosh, cedar waxwings are actually here in Hoboken, in Church Square Park, eating the berries that are on a holly bush, on a holly tree. And I look back now, and that book is actually on my mother-in-law's bookshelf because she's gotten into birding as a result of my son and I.
Yep, that's what happened. The byproduct of passion, right? Your cup overflows.
Totally.
To fill others.
Yes.
Right?
And when I see that book, I say, I just said this to my son recently. I said, we know all of those birds in that book. We can step outside without a field guide and just name those birds. You could play a sound in that book now, and my son will be able to tell you every sound that it makes. And so,
how old is your son? Otis, right?
Otis is my son. Yep, and that spark story really kind of brought us together even more.
Because you said 7 at the time, and now so he's like 16, 17 years old.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, what was the question? I'm sorry.
Basically, you were talking about the field guide. So you saw your spark bird.
Yep.
You went and purchased a field guide.
Yep.
And then you opened up your doors for opportunities to be
100%.
Immersed in the birds. So where did you go first birding with your son after the red tail? Maybe that's another next question.
Yeah. So you can see I'm wearing the Hoboken Red Wings sweatshirt here. And for me, birding is really tied to my community, to the city, the space where I live, as you can kind of see from the bird that we'll talk about in a little bit, the common tern. And actually the photograph right above you with the wings, that's a photograph. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's from your son.
Thank you. That's my son. Yes. So they have
did he take
given
about recently.
Yes,
16, 17
he took that about a year ago.
Wow,
so it'll
great.
be in June. It'll be a year.
Yeah, that photograph is amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. It is something.
And so really what I learned was, so for me, whenever I learn something, I totally fall head over heels in love with it. And I actually think this is something we have in common through talking to you. And so I'm a teacher, naturally. And basically, I started learning about birds, and I immediately, my instinct is to teach others about birds and birding.
Yeah.
And so I also have a background in counseling, in positive psychology. And so I kind of created this character of Mr. Train, who is essentially who I am as a teacher, as an educator. And I am interested in kind of bringing birds, nature that's right outside your doorstep into your life. I want to kind of, if the spark story is the thing that makes a person go from not seeing nature to falling in love with nature, I consider my role to kind of fan the flames, right? To get people excited about it. And so I
Or feather the flames.
There you
We're
go.
still playing.
Yes. These will be going. For those of you at home, these are going to go on eternally. And so my favorite experiences now, though I do love birding really all over the world, all over New Jersey.
Yeah, you can do it anywhere.
Yes. You
Just
can,
not indoors.
No.
I mean, you shouldn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
One could, I guess. Yes.
It happens.
Yes. Yeah. And so.
But then you just call Jeff. He'll show up. He'll take care of it.
Oh, it happens. Yes. People get birds in their house, and I can help you with that problem as well. Real quickly, just close your open your windows.
Ooh.
Turn off all the lights.
Love this.
And just have one window open, and it should go.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Yes. But
I thought that was a guided meditation. And listen to nature; it's right there for you, right?
It's all
But
connected.
I think, not to jump in here,
Yeah.
but I think that you know what I do for my life path, what your passion is with this life path, in education and in birding, is bringing an awareness to people's lives, so there's this thing you can do with like attention. People have probably heard it before, where it's like, close your eyes and name something green in your room, and then you can't, and then you open your eyes and you're like, oh wow, and then you're naming all the green things in your room because you're bringing awareness to it. It's like a lot of like meditation is bringing awareness to your breath, the your connection to space, awareness to nature, grounding, breathing, birding. I think, when you have an awareness and an enrichment to the life that you're living, it's great because you can enjoy so much. And I think the overlap between birding and art is also that, not only are you bringing this awareness, but that it's now a part of you, and you can take it anywhere.
Absolutely.
And it's a part of the enjoyment of just looking. Like, God bless that we have eyes and that we can see shapes and colors. I mean, how amazing is that? There are people that don't have that ability, but we do. How grateful. So with those eyes and with that, brain connected to them, what can we see, and how can we see the world in unique ways that brings a joy, and the activation of our feathered friends. Sorry, I'll stop right now. Take the bell away, Rand. Take the bell away. But you give me the bell, we're ringing the bell. So, I think that's just what I was saying about the awareness, right? A lot of it is being aware. Like you said, at first, we didn't know any of the birds. Now, we could name the sounds, we could name the colors, And so I guess I got to ask, this wasn't a scripted question, but do you always carry the binoculars? Do you have you must have 4 pairs of one for the car, one for the mountain, one for the, right?
Yes.
You just
never want to leave
right?
home without
Be
a pair of
prepared,
binoculars. Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Particularly in the time that we're coming up right now, which is the spring migration.
Oh, forget about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anytime I go for a walk on the weekends.
Remember it and then forget about it.
Excellent. Yes.
But first remember it, then remember it again, then forget about it.
Totally. You never want to be in that position. And so I have a monocular that, when I'm jogging,
Settle
sometimes
down.
I will bring.
Ring of the bell for monocular.
And keep it.
We're gonna have some fun on Sunday, by the way.
I love it.
Party here Sunday,
yes.
Right?
Yes. Yeah.
BYO bird outfit. I was gonna bring mine tonight. Jeff, and Rand, and some other people voted against it.
You're wearing the Tern colors on the hat.
Terns a part of who I am now forever.
Yeah.
It's part of my
Totally.
awareness.
Totally.
So yeah, let me get into some of these questions here. So why is the common tern Hoboken's honorary bird? I mean, a lot of birds flock here. We talked about the red-tailed hawk. Okay, weehawken, they have the hawks, but they came for the mice on Pier A, which I'm going to stay away from, but they say are delicious.
Yep.
And then the berries, which are eaten by the
Cedar waxwings. Yep.
cedar waxwings.
Yep.
So Hoboken brings us the food, the great restaurants, the great, tastes and flavors bring so many people in. It also brings in the birds,
Yep,
right?
totally.
So why, out of all these birds, is the common tern Hoboken's honorary bird? And I pass the microphone to you.
Great question. Thanks for turning it over.
First time?
Yes.
First time doing this? Here we go.
So, that intro is kind of perfect. And when I was learning,
Take it. I'll take
when
Double bow. Thank you.
when I was first learning birding, one of the things that like a golden rule is to look for food. And if you find food,
What else is there, my friend?
Yeah.
My wife would say the same thing.
totally,
You know what I mean?
totally. And so, the Hoboken common tern, as it turns out, if you look here behind me at this beautiful painting by Beth Fisher, that's actually the pier where the terns are currently nesting.
Yep.
And so what's bringing them in is the Hudson River and the Atlantic silversides, the herring, these fish that are thriving in the river because a lot of people have worked really hard to help heal the river, right? When we were growing up, no one ever thought of the Hudson River as an ecosystem, right? It was filthy, it was polluted, it kind of made you feel repulsed. And the fact that this bird is now, since 2012, has been returning to our shores, thank you, and is making a life, is, raising its children, is fledging its children to, go off into the real world, is making a living day in and day out and kind of living besides and among us now. It's the perfect symbol, right? It's the perfect symbol for us, for people who live in Hoboken. And it's really important, it's vital that we support this colony of terns. And they have just a phenomenal name, right? The ability to kind of make all the pun jokes that we can, to have a sense of humor.
But this was all your brainchild, right?
So
Basically,
I'm not
we have
alone.
some friends here. Yeah.
Absolutely. So the
Juan,
idea was,
right?
yeah, totally. Juan Melly and Noel Thurlow, really the co-founders of Our Tern. And we chose that name because it's our tern that we're trying to protect, but also we wanted people to really grab that mindset of this is our opportunity. This is our turn to get involved. Yeah,
I'm throwing the bell.
yes, yeah, I can
close
throw
enough.
it in.
I'm like double listening.
I like it. Yes,
Maybe triple listening.
often I'll say opportunity. Yes, yeah.
We'll leave that.
There you go.
We'll leave that. There you go.
But without a doubt, it's really important for people to get off the sidelines, to stop waiting for, heroes to come and...
But there are no sidelines. You're still playing.
Yes.
You just choose not to.
Yeah.
Right? You
Yeah.
can't go on
That's
the
great.
sidelines.
Yes.
We're all a part of this here.
Yeah. If
right?
you make a
So,
choice. Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so, for the
It's
past...
always your turn.
Yes. And it's been just really, really validating, special to see that community. So Juan and Noel discovered each other, that we cared about these birds. And along with that, there's been a whole other community, people from all walks of life in Hoboken who have discovered our work or have participated in it. And you hear stories from them, right? In the summer months, I love walking and, going to Pier 12 and looking out. And
It gives you a purpose.
Absolutely.
If you want meaning in your life, you have to add meaning to your life.
Yeah.
So it adds more of a purposeful walks and
Yeah.
invites, whimsical opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, we spoke about a lot of things, but a lot of it is like being open to receive. So like you are showing up with binoculars because you expect, in a sense, to receive something beautiful because of your experiences with it. You know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
maybe
that's
we
great.
could jump to. I'm sorry, did I cut you off there? Or were we?
I do want to say one thing real quickly,
yeah.
and I have something else I want to tell
Yeah,
you too.
please. I'll
So-
put tape on my mouth for the second half of this. I promise.
So I love the phrase "common," right?
Yeah.
It's the common tern,
Right.
and in birding parlance, it's widespread. So Hoboken is not unique to having these birds, right? And so you could really go anywhere with a coastline and see the common tern. However, the bird is threatened by coastline, degradation, and their habitats being taken away. Indeed, these birds, we believe, came to us from Governor's Island when a pier kind of fell into the ground. We have one bird that we call the founder, which has a band on her.
Okay.
And so,
Because data is important. We'll get to that.
absolutely.
Yep. Data is everything.
But the idea that I think it's special that these are common birds. They're ordinary, doing extraordinary things, which translates to people. And so, I know we're going to talk about the show at some point, but if people come on Sunday or for the next month and check out Terns on Parade and see the artwork, the decoys, the photographs that are behind, and the artwork as well. It's ordinary people who are doing extraordinary things. And we really exist because of that kind of mentality. And so it's been humbling to see artists, yourself, and other people in the community kind of rally around this bird to do things larger than themselves. And so that's been really meaningful. And we're looking for more people. If you're out there thinking, I like this idea, join our Tern. We're looking for everybody to get involved.
You don't even have to worry about having a seat to the table because you bring your own wings. We're flying. Right?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
that's what it is. It elevates, right?
Totally.
There's so much room for that.
Yep.
We're outside. There's so much room for people.
Yes.
It invites people in. And I think, like, in general, not to get all deep, trying not to go there. It's hard. It's where I swim.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like, if you want to change something about your life, you have to invite change into your life.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to do something that you might not want to do, but maybe you're curious. I mean, if you're curious, you should join the Bird Alert, right?
Yes.
So what is the Bird Alert?
Absolutely.
Maybe that's another, I'm jumping around on the question.
Totally. I love it. So
there's a thing called Bird Alert. We should know about it.
So Hoboken our Tern has really been working to build community, right? That's what we want to do.
Yeah. It can't exist without it.
Totally.
Birds and people,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
We are
it's
trying to grow our flock, our literal bird flock.
yeah.
And we want our flock to kind of repay the city, right? And kind of show people that more birds, not just terns, but avian species and other creatures in Hoboken means a stronger, better Hoboken.
Yeah.
And so one of the ways we're doing that is
Diversity of species.
Yeah.
It's always
Absolutely.
good, right?
Yes. So birding, there's a whole culture of birding groups, right? And so my son and I were on a lot of different alerts, whether it's urban birds, which is pretty much anything in Hudson County. We have a New Jersey bird serve. We have a Monmouth County.
Wow.
We have, all in New York.
I know people like data. How many people are in these groups? How large?
I mean, some of them, a group like Manhattan Bird Alert,
Yeah,
you're
please
talking
tell us.
thousands of people.
Okay.
Join these groups.
Wow.
And then, it's great because if a bird shows up, it gets reported. And also if there's hey, I'm having problems with this, verifying this species, a lot of eyes can get on it, make the determination and let you know when it's there.
Have there ever been games formed? Where it's like whoever finds these 4 birds, like a scavenger hunt kind of thing? Or is
birding in general,
it's just a chill thing. You don't need to turn it into a game.
So I'll finish talking about the Hoboken Bird Alert, and then I'll tell you about that. Yeah.
Just excited to hear it all.
Totally. So
anybody want to leave a comment or question? We're live in Hoboken right now, Friday night. Here we go.
So as I turn your attention to the Bird Alert, I will tell you that we started a WhatsApp group.
Turn your
And
attention.
yes,
I missed that one.
it was very early on, and it started small. And that's the thing with our turn. It's always been, let's just go step by step, nice and easy.
So you get anywhere.
Totally. And for a while, it was just a couple of us. But every month now, it's starting to build and build. And I got to tell you, and so when somebody sees something exciting, you can run to the waterfront. You could run
Text
to,
them about it, right?
the beside the ShopRite and see the Vesper sparrow that showed up in the midst of house sparrows. A lot of people probably don't know what a Vesper sparrow is, but it's this rare bird that showed up in Hoboken. In the Northwest Park, there was a bird called a chat, a yellow-breasted chat.
I've heard of that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
beautiful, golden,
Yeah.
very secretive.
Yep.
Showed up for one day
Wow.
in Northwest Park.
Wow.
My
Did you
son
see it?
saw
You
it.
saw- oh,
yeah,
wow.
my son and I saw him. We
How long will
reported
they
it.
hang out?
So it depends on the migration,
Okay.
and it depends on the weather, right? So if a
Yeah.
bird, comes in, it could be literally hours, right?
Oh,
So
that's good.
early in the fall, we went out right after a storm, and there were a couple of birds hanging out on the pier, which, by the way, they see that pier now and they say, hey, there's chicks on that pier, there's food on that pier.
It's a good time.
Yeah, yes.
Right?
The-
I'm gonna go
hang out.
Here.
Yes, totally. It's a stopover, and so somebody's made that space possible to me, and so we get to then enjoy them. And then when the storm pushes out, they'll head out. And so that's really been exciting to see.
Yeah, because they're flying. They
Yeah.
gotta check.
That's
they can't
it.
go out in it, so they're waiting for it.
Hoboken
so
is
storms
there.
kind of will
They're
determine a good amount of time for them because it's weather
yep,
patterns. Right?
totally. If the
Yeah.
winds are right,
That's
right.
cool,
So
yeah. I mean, it's like obvious kind of answer, but it opens you up to that awareness.
absolutely,
Oh, right,
yeah. If you're not thinking about it all the time,
Yeah.
And so with this show, I was just talking about it with Juan today, that again, overwhelmed by the photography. And
Oh, it's great here.
recently
Yeah.
somebody reached out and they said they wanted a banded bird. We're going to be releasing an interesting story soon with another community.
Okay.
And we needed a bird that was from New York that showed up in Hoboken. And I just went to the bird group and I said, anybody got photos? And immediately there are people saying, I have certificates, because if you see a banded bird, you can actually take a photo, write down, look at the number on the leg, and then go to a registry and they'll tell you about that bird, right?
Oh, that's
so,
cool.
So he has certificates about where that bird was banded, how old it is, all that kind of stuff.
So with the binoculars comes the cameras.
So
it
for some
seems like
people,
bird, yeah. Well, I mean,
yeah.
how else are you gonna read the?
Yes.
I need a camera to read
Yep.
the cereal box these
Absolutely.
days.
Yes. Oh my god.
It's a 18475.
Oh my God.
That's from a photo, right?
Rice and couscous. I cannot see the directions anymore. Of
Oh
rice and
yeah.
couscous.
But that's why you need to zoom
Yes,
in, right?
totally.
So
totally.
that's cool. So
Yeah.
so the photography comes in hand in a sense,
Absolutely.
right?
And
I mean,
so,
not for everybody, but
Yep. So
will you take? Sorry to jump in on those
No, go
questions,
for it.
but I really have to ask you when you're in that moment, because as an artist, I'm there all the time. God bless, I love it.
Yeah.
I have these moments. Would you see the bird, you see how graceful it is? Do you grab your camera and shoot it because to you that's the shot?
Yeah.
Or do you enjoy it for that moment? And
Yeah.
you're like,
yeah.
just like you drink it in like it's
Yeah.
nourishment for
Yeah.
your soul.
Yeah.
And then you go for the camera.
Yeah.
Great
Great question. Yeah.
Is it sometimes depends, right?
So for me, it's all about. So I
You're
am
in the moment. You're in the moment.
Yes.
guy. That's
yeah,
my bet.
Totally.
And you're putting the camera. You're like, son, grab the camera.
Yeah.
You're obviously really good at taking it.
Yeah.
So he's there.
He's
So
there, yeah.
He's on it.
Yep.
And you can just kind of.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've learned photography. I love photography. I don't love birding photography.
Yeah.
And so I use my eye through my binoculars where
Okay.
I'm appreciating the light, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just taking it
The
in.
light.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
light.
Totally.
It's sure you can see a picture, you can see video, but when you see light
Yep.
enveloping that, miraculous.
Oh yeah.
Being.
Yes.
It's like you're one with the world
Yes.
and the universe, right?
Yes.
That's kind of the feeling you go for. Right? It's that,
Absolutely.
like, ultraviolet encompassment
Yes.
of, like,
This is a
like,
perfect time to
that's
jump
what-
in
Oh.
about this. I want to finish by saying that the photographs that people are going to see,
Oh, yes.
that community is just unbelievable. And I think people are going to love seeing how many different people in Hoboken are taking photographs of the birds around us and really seeing birds in a different way.
Yes.
And for you, and I want to ask you about your piece for the show.
Okay.
But before I do that, I want to tell you.
Be careful, I'm a chatty cat. I'm not a chat, but I probably am.
Yes.
I don't know.
So this is
Probably am.
So I started this organization, Our Tern. I've told you about Mr. Train, Mr. Train's life lessons for better birding and beyond.
Yeah.
So
Are you
here's
going to do anything with that? Make a little comic book or something?
we have
got a
some
little
iron.
artist
We have some
down.
irons in the fire.
You got a
Yeah.
cool thing going
Yes,
there.
yeah.
A lot of people would enjoy that.
Yes, we're working on
People
a
love
couple
that,
ideas.
you know
Yep,
what I mean?
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure there are.
So
There's
here-
a lot of cooking going on
Yes.
in this, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's joy and positivity, right?
That's what it is. Share it. You overflow. You got to
Totally.
fill others' cups.
Yes.
And
All right, so I think you're gonna like this bird fact, this Mr. Train bird fact. All right. So do you have a dog?
I wish.
Okay.
In the future, I do.
Okay,
And
one
it's
day.
a little dachshund.
So okay.
That's kind of my currently no.
If you have a dog at home, you know that your dog has sees black and white primarily. It's kind of blues and
Yeah, they're
reds, I
kind of
believe.
colorblind. Yeah.
The reason for that is because they have two cones in their eyes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cones and rods.
Yep.
Humans, we see all of these colors that amaze us, right?
Yep.
Because we have three cones.
Right. For those of us that can.
Yeah.
Not everybody.
Correct.
Right?
Yep. And birds, I don't know if you know this, have four cones.
Woo!
And so, I'm sorry, three cones.
Okay.
2, 3, 4. Oh no, sorry about that.
They have
Four.
a lot of cones.
Yeah. They have four cones.
They got cones.
And that fourth cone enables them to see ultraviolet light.
Yes.
And so when a tern looks at another tern, and it shimmers in the water and the light.
Yep.
Imagine, we can't really, right? They have discovered there's a color called Yerple, for
Sure.
example, that
Oh, yeah, I've
exists.
heard of it.
Yeah. But your guess is as good as mine, right?
Oh, is that a
Yes.
Yerple joke?
Oh, that's
Just-
great.
I don't know,
I'll
so
take
witty.
it.
I
I'll
can't wait
take
to meet
it.
his wife.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
And so,
I want to meet the other half. Where
One
is
day-
he here on Sunday?
yes, absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Meet the
Yep.
other half.
Yep. And you could come out as well to meet my family.
So they have lots of cones and they can see each other in different ways than, unimaginable from us.
Totally.
Right.
Which-
and kind of opens you up. Right? Just
Yeah.
opens you up.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
connecting to something other, something greater.
Yep.
you know,
So a couple things there, right?
imagination. Yeah.
Yeah. So for the artwork that you see here, that people will see the decoys, right? Who's to say what a bird actually looks like, right? And that's
Who's
kind of
to
the
say
fun.
what anything looks like.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you want to go deep? Let's go. Here we go. To the thing. Rand's like, oh, Royk's in the building. I'm bringing a sleeping bag.
We could do like a 3 or 4 hour session. Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah, no, I mean, that's the thing about life that is, wild to me as an artist, and that's what it's like,
Yeah.
we all have a different experience.
Yeah.
And respecting that
Yep.
and awareness for that.
Yep.
And I think that's what really can connect, because you create the space for the connection.
Mm-hmm.
You're open to the connection.
Totally.
Being closed, you're closed.
Yeah.
But being open to the fact that, like, wow, there are other people out there
Yeah.
that can see and feel and hear, and and I think it's that empathy that we feel for our feathered friends,
Mhm.
because we have to speak for them. And
Yep.
so that's why you being so enriched by your experiences with the natural world of them, and wanting to give back and give through this nonprofit. So I think this is a good segue to talk about, okay, so you birded, is that birding in the past tense? You
Yep,
birded many
birded, yep.
times, you learned, a decade, and at what point were you like, I want to give back, I want to help? When did the nonprofit was that year 2, 3, 4? I mean, you've been doing this for a while now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Some people's hobbies haven't been this extensive, and now you turned your passion into a purpose. So,
Yeah.
So when did that happen?
Yeah.
And why don't you share some light on that aspect of
Absolutely.
what this exhibit is hoping to do as well,
Yep.
and what you see for the direction of your nonprofit and the cause that you want to, provide, because it benefits many people, like you were saying, tourism and these communities to come out and enjoy, you know.
Yeah. That's a great question. So I have a second spark story that I could tell really quickly.
Sure, whatever you want. This is your time. Yeah.
So back in 2019, there was a report. I was fully in love with birds at the time, and the report is called State of the Birds report. And basically it was Cornell, it was Audubon, and it was, a really long study. Basically, 1/3 of all birds had vanished since the 1970s. Yeah. And so the lesson from that, and I read that report cover to cover, and the message was, we need to get in the game. We need to start acting if we're going to impact things. And shortly thereafter, I was, if you don't know, if you don't have a teacher in your life, teachers start to have dreams in like late July, early August about returning to school. Even though I love my job, we do have dreams about going back. And my recurring...
But that's why you have them, because you love them so much. So they're your dreams.
Right.
What else would they be in your dreams?
Yeah, and I guess this is telling that I do like my
you
job.
Were anticipating loving it again.
Yes. My
summer.
My nightmare is back to school night is happening, and I have not shown up, right? I have I have a room full with parents.
That's a nightmare. Yeah,
yes.
Okay. Well, you're good.
And so, back to school night.
You could win anybody over.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So back to school night shows up, and it's late September, early October. I've just read this report, and my friend goes, "Oh, we got a couple hours to kill. Why don't we go to the Greenbrook Sanctuary and bird for an hour or two?"
Awesome.
And I said, "Okay, that's cool." So we head out, and as soon as we get there, we're looking over this kind of grove, and we see two blue jays mobbing. They're chasing a hawk, another red-tailed hawk. And this red-tailed hawk is hurtling like head over feet through the air and basically lands again into my life. And this is like synchronicity that I'm just kind of realizing. It lands again in this tree upside down.
Awareness to it.
Yeah,
see?
yeah.
The enrichment.
It's hanging upside down. Thankfully, it like rights itself, falls to the ground, and the blue jays leave.
Wow.
And I'm just like, all right, I'm involved now. Like, I've just read this. Every bird is important. So I walk up to my car, and I had a couple extra pairs of pants because it's back to school night.
Yeah.
So I wrap one around my arm. I have my son's seat cover from his car seat, and I make my way to this bird. And it's really kind of the first time, really in my life, that it almost felt like there was this connection. You
said you wrapped these for protection?
I was worried. So my friend who was with me,
is that what it is? Protection?
Almost,
to cover yourself?
Well, so my
friend. Is that what
friend,
they say to do? Or is this something?
No, there's no playbook.
Okay.
There's no playbook. Yeah.
Okay.
My friend is really afraid, and he said, this thing has
this story before.
Razor sharp talons, right?
Yeah,
and he's like, he's
going to
claw your face. Yeah.
Not two.
Correct.
So you're dad of one.
Yes. And I said, I'm going to put these covers on my arm so that the bird can perch on my arm and I won't get cut.
Damn.
And so,
Birdman, we need a new name.
That's why I accept the term Birdman. It's all good. And so
that's amazing. What courage.
Yeah. So I'll never forget his face.
You didn't have your cell phone? It was 2019. I'd be like, Uber help. Uber help.
Yes.
Uber help.
That's the
thing.
2019. Who are we going to call?
I'm going to wrap this rubber and extra pants.
So,
and then you're going to go to back to school night after I've fought a hawk?
So
is that like another
in my head?
Way
Here's
this
what
could have went.
Yeah. So
right? I mean, like,
yes.
We'll hear the way it went. But you were risking going to back to school night.
Yes.
You better show up Sunday because I didn't even know this story. So Jeff has some stories for you on Sunday. all right?
Absolutely.
And they may or may not involve a red-tailed dog. Which, before this is over, I want to know.
You never know
What
if it's
is
here.
we'll get into the symbolism of the red-tailed hawk for later.
Oh,
Email me or text in the comments
that's great.
so we can remember what we're supposed to talk about. All right, back to you.
So,
2019.
yeah.
You're padded up.
I walk up to this bird. In my head, I'm like, all right, I got like an hour and a half before I got to be back from school. I'm going to bring the bird to the Raptor Trust tomorrow.
How do you even budget that in?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I can pick up laundry, 22 minutes.
Yes.
Pick up a raptor, I don't know, might take 27 minutes.
So
You're wild,
I
man.
start talking to the bird, and I just see him looking at me. I walk up to him. He doesn't even move. I'm just he sits still.
Yeah,
It turns out I actually don't need the wraps on my arms. I'm able to pick him up from the wings. At the time, I also slipped into the mud. So if you've ever seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off,
Okay.
Edward Rooney,
Yep.
where he's covered. So now
Very well.
back to school night. Now it's like an hour and a half. I gotta get back. So now the problem is I have a raptor in my arms, and what am I gonna do? So my friend drives me in the car. We're driving down the Palisades Parkway,
Holding this
raptor,
Just holding
just
it.
looking around, just holding it on my lap. Yep. There's a pet store not too far from my school.
Should have just cut to this story.
I said,
That's
let's
great.
go to the pet store. They'll give us a cage, and I could either take it to my classroom like Harry Potter and, get a laugh. And then I said, the school's probably not going to be happy with that.
Yeah, that would
I'll
be
leave it in the custodian garage. And then in the morning, I'll wake up and bring it to the Raptor Trust, which is a world-renowned hospital in New Jersey. So we get to the pet store.
People can see my face, right? Okay.
We get
I'm
to
gonna
the
pretend my jaw is not like
we get to the
that was
the store.
not on the list.
This is not we're
This was
off.
not
Yes.
on the list.
There you go. We get to the pet shop, and they give us a cage, and we're talking about it, like, what should we do? And they said, there's actually a hospital, right across the border in New York State. You can make it and deliver the bird there. And, my friend and I were going back and forth. What should we do? And I'll never forget. She just goes, you're never going to make it if you argue about it. Just do it. And she slams the door, and we just take off.
Yeah.
And we drop the bird at the hospital. We rush back to school. They admit the bird. We named her Dawn. My son named her Dawn. I made it back to school.
Well, that's like we were
snuck
doing. You
in.
make a friend, you give it a nickname.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
totally. And Dawn, my son picked that name, Dawn, but this is the origin story of, where we're heading. And so I went in, I was able to get dressed, got in front of the teachers, everything was all right for back to school night. The nightmare didn't come true. And over the next couple days, I was acutely aware that this is what I wanted to do with my life. That helping support these species, these creatures that not everybody sees and appreciates, and seeing how vital they are, and seeing the joy that other people have when they do see it, right? That's really kind of what I want to do. And so Dawn, unfortunately, passed away. The theory was that she either had West Nile virus or lead poisoning. The symptoms kind of showed themselves in the same way. But that bird really stuck with me. And so a couple years later, when someone told me that there were some terns that were nesting that I had already loved, that I already knew about, and they needed support, I said, oh, this is my city. This is my bird story. I'm going to step up. And so that's really what it's been about. And so for the last several years with our Tern, I love, this is not work for me. I just enjoy it so much.
But that was 2019.
Yeah.
Is when
and so yeah.
You started it after that.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and for nonprofits, they have to have like board seat members, so that's where Juan jumps in right? Because nonprofits you can't run yourself; you have to have a board, right?
So,
who's on the board?
we've had a gift here actually. So Noel Thurlow, one of the founding members,
Yes.
has a 501c for Resilience Paddle.
Oh, wonderful.
And so she has kind of folded our tern in.
Easier that
Yeah,
way.
yeah. And so the funds that if people choose to give, or this Sunday we're going to be adopting out the terns, and the artwork that you see is going to be going to support our cause, which I can tell you a little bit about what we're up to. But she has a fund allocated for for our tern.
Yeah, just separate it. Yeah, we have a scholarship.
I see it.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you, Kate.
Thank you, Kate. That's awesome.
We will keep up the tenacity. Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Love that. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's your. I'm just gonna give you a handshake.
Yeah, man.
Because you're the man. You know?
Thanks, bud.
The tenderness that Jeff has from phone calls, in-person hangouts, text messaging, it's felt, right? And I think it leads to your origin story of your organization is that you're holding this red-tailed hawk, which has talons facing your face, and you're on a highway, right? Like, so I have the imagination to go there. So that's why when I listen to stories, I'm like,
I love it.
I'm like, trying to be aware of all the happenings. And it's like, but this creature is so tender with you. Yeah. It's not, he knows you're not going to harm him. Yeah. You're not holding him. You know what I mean? And it's that, it's that connection, I guess, as a father, I feel, right? Because that's like what I do with my kids is like, you want to, snuggle them, you want to, but it's like that, and so I feel like it's that connection you have and you felt that kinship in a sense.
Totally.
And that bond.
Yeah.
And it's that bond that just is so enriching and fulfilling. Yeah. And so how it makes you feel and you want other people to feel it. And, like you said, a third of the birds have been gone since then, which is really you don't really appreciate something until it's gone. But let's appreciate it now and keep it thriving. I think we're smart enough to kind of do that. So what can we do as citizens of Hoboken, residents, people out there all around the world who have these wonderful creatures? How can we help? Is giving bread at the park helpful?
No. Avoid bread.
Is that a not to do? Yeah. Right? Because it's like, oh no, I don't want to eat all these chemicals and things in the, you know what I mean? Yeah. What is it better to I'm going to go buy some seeds and throw them out there? Is that a better choice? Is it better to do nothing? Yeah. There's a lot of entry level, future passionate birding, members.
Opportunities right here. Yeah.
There you go.
So, to answer that question, we want to avoid feeding bread to birds, right?
Not a good thing. Yeah.
Avoid feeding birds in general with the caveat, with the asterisk, right? So bird feeders are wonderful. If you
have Dom's bread, we're in Hoboken. I mean, that's some delicious.
I guess
Talk
we can
Bakery, they got the same going on.
Yes.
Should we? Is that still bad, or I mean, it's so good.
I think you should save it for yourself.
Leo's got some good bread.
Yes.
Agostino's, a lot of good bread in town.
Yeah. No, save the bread. Save the month. Yeah.
How many can we name? Elysian Cafe got some great bread.
I will still. I'll see a bunch of people by the tea building, and they're being kind, right? They want to help, and so I'll just say thank you for your kindness. If you really love those birds, first, don't hug them with your eyes. Don't feed them. If you must feed water birds, right? Because most of those birds are water birds.
Which the common terns.
Yes, and the common tern is really not going to come in for bread. It's not a gull. It's gonna eat fish. But the ducks, the geese, they're coming in, and it can be harmful to them. And so, if you really want to feed them, bring frozen peas, right? Frozen peas or corn.
Good protein.
Yeah,
good protein.
Not the canned because
They're
that's too salty.
Right now.
Yes, totally. And then if you have your own home or a window and you want to put bird feeder out, that's great. Seed is wonderful, and it's a great way to kind of see birds. I will say that you don't need to do it in the spring and the summer because birds are not feeding their young seed. They're feeding insects and grubs and things like that, which one of the benefits that of our tern is that we are bringing a national park to Hoboken. So we're going to build something called Homegrown National Park. And so, thank you very much.
Your love of birds, now you're bringing a national park to Hoboken. Thank you.
And we're actually we're getting ready to break ground this
Not gonna
April.
ring the bell, but if I did, I would be doing it. That's amazing.
So the way this
how does that even happen?
So there is
we're in minute 50, I
Yes.
think, but
All right.
I don't know. That's the story. You're bringing a national park to.
yes, it's going to be
Glad
wonderful.
you brought it up because it wasn't one of my questions. All the things we're to talk about, but the national park.
What are you going to do?
Is,
So
amazing.
here's the story of National Park. First, there's a researcher, there's a scientist and a naturalist by the name of Doug Tallamy who invented the idea of Homegrown National Park. Basically, the idea was that if you took all the lawns in the United States and added them up, and they're basically ecological dead zones, right? Lawns basically don't have any ecology to them. There's really not insect populations that are living there, thriving there. If you took all those populations, all those acres, added them up, you would have more than 80 million acres, which, add that up, it's more than all of the national parks combined.
Wow.
And so the idea is go to your local community, your spaces, and start to create diverse habitats. And so I was walking to
You don't
church.
chase birds, you attract them.
Yes,
Right?
That's it. That's
You
it.
attract them, you bring them in.
Yeah. So because I have seen how making spaces for birds attracts more birds.
Create value, and value will come to you.
Yeah.
Right?
Mayor Jabor came out to the pier this summer, and we were looking at the tern colony, and we saw dolphins go by.
That's amazing.
Right?
Yes.
And so when you make
I think
those
that was part of the
spaces,
text chain, actually.
yes,
I was very proud
yeah,
to
that
be
was going to
part
be
of
your morning.
I
Yes.
was gonna, but yeah, I was like, wow, dolphins too?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, so because I'm primed with that, I was walking to Church Square Park, pushing my daughter in the stroller, and there's this one little shrub near the church along the fence that has wild flowers. And every fall, I would see common yellowthroats stopping over and feeding there.
Wow.
And then this year, they were cut down for some reason. And I said, I should just get some money, go to these people and say, I'll plant it for you. Here's why, right? And so that's what Homegrown National Park in Hoboken is going to be. We approached owners of property, and we told them this idea. And the cool thing has been, people love it, right?
Dude, I got roof rights. Could we do it on the roof?
Totally. I
I have roof rights to our.
Did we just
place
get
on
our
First
second?
Street, dude.
Oh, that's wonderful.
You kidding me?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got to pass it by the HOA.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
birds coming in.
No, but this is the idea.
That's a great idea. You can do it on the roof,
There
right?
you
I
go.
mean, it's closer to them.
Yeah.
More convenient.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
have to- I mean, it's it, right?
Yeah.
If we can provide it,
This
for
is
them,
it.
why not? And it's beautiful to see.
Right.
You see all the colors and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
So,
It's good energy.
this is the idea.
Birds
Yeah.
are great energy.
Yes.
It's good to be around them.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it brings you an exhilaration for your life, obviously.
Yes.
Right? There must be something untangible that you can't, unexpressible that you feel from it.
Yes.
Which is art, right? It's like,
yeah.
if you could explain it, then why would you go birding? But you need to feel it. you
Yes.
know?
Yeah.
You can only talk about riding a bike, but you got to ride one to actually feel what it's like.
Totally.
Yeah.
So the idea then is,
Check-in thing.
yeah, of course. We're going to be teaching stewardship, right? So to our first 3 projects, which we're going to be building a pollinator park.
Okay.
We're going to be building a meadow, and we're going to be building something called a microforest, right? And so these 3 habitats, they're going to be fenced in, but in a way that's visible to the public, accessible to the public, and it's going to give us opportunities then to teach kids,
Oh, yeah, they'll be
older
right there.
folks. Yes,
The birds will be right there.
the birds,
They'll
the,
be right
the,
there.
the pollinators, the insects. We're also going to be tagging butterflies, right? And so imagine in September,
Oh my
right?
gosh.
A monarch butterfly comes to the milkweed that lands in this spot that right now is just grass, right? And then we tag that butterfly and we name it Hoboken Redwing. And then over the next few weeks, we put on, our Tern on Instagram, our Tern Hoboken Instagram. You see Hoboken heading down to Mexico, right? And so then the beauty behind this is it's not just a local project. You're actually making a difference globally.
Yeah.
And so,
Local.
Yeah. Yeah. And so the idea there is Hoboken, we really want you to support our Tern because you're not just, so many times people say, what can I do that matters? By supporting this project, the Homegrown National Park, by helping us to build an island that'll eventually be a permanent nesting site for these terns, by protecting birds from windows, you're going to be making a difference, not just here in Hoboken, but around the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, you touched upon the windows. Did you want to speak about that with Alessio's local business, saw there was an issue and said, you know what, how can we get this fixed? And came up with a great solution. I mean, if you wanted to see it, check out the social media. I think Alessio's posted a story about it.
Oh, my goodness.
But yeah, that they created dots, right, on the glass to avoid, when they see dots, they go away, right? It repels them.
Yep,
so,
totally.
He was finding these birds, and it was because they were just flying into the glass because, you want to be able to see through your glass. You don't notice it's there.
Yeah.
So things like that could be fixed. I mean, do you think that should be is that an issue with all the skyscrapers and things like that, or
so
is that something that should be changed everywhere?
Totally.
Is that really it's here, but it's that must be
Yeah. So the reality is that every window is a threat to a bird, right? Just because it's invisible to them, they didn't evolve with them. New York City, Newark, Jersey City, as of this Wednesday, passed legislation requiring bird-friendly materials and glass in new construction.
Wow.
There's a whole slew of fixes and ways to address. The ones at Alessio's, more than 1 billion birds each year die due to window strikes, and it's kind of an invisible threat, right? Because people are bird blind, they don't necessarily notice them. And so for my family, who's kind of really gotten into this issue and paid attention, we see it. We see how 1 billion birds can die. The beautiful thing about Alessio's, and I think people have responded to this online, is that you had an owner of a business, and instead of reflexively looking away and trying to avoid it, said, "How can we deal with this problem?"
Well, that's who he is. He's a great guy.
Yeah. Luke was amazing.
One of my collectors. He has one of my favorite pieces, the trumpeter.
Oh,
yeah. I'm so happy he had.
Yeah,
nicest people.
He's wonderful, and so he connected actually with my son, who put in for a grant with the city of Hoboken, the Youth Climate Action Fund, and Bloomberg.org, and was able to essentially solve this problem.
That's awesome.
And if you go to the Northwest Park, where they're inviting, right, they've planted all these native species. 3 years in now, we're getting a lot of amazing birds. We need to protect them, right? We did not see goldfinch in Hoboken until that park came here. And so that yellow-breasted chat that I talked about, right? The
Googling that when I
the grateful thing for us was, hey, he's going to survive now, right? The fear was we walk away, we wake up in the morning and count that bird. And that's another thing that you can do at home is to, if you see a dead bird, first, if you don't know what it is, always reach out to us, Our Tern. You can on Instagram, Our Tern Hoboken. You can DM us. We'll help you to ID it. But then go to dbird.org, dbird.org, and you can actually report that data so that we can have access to it in Hoboken, and then we can start to see where are the biggest problems that we need to address.
Do you upload a picture as part of that?
You can upload a photo, any details.
The identification is a big deal.
Yes.
Right?
This is another movement. So our garden program, we're calling it Pollinate Terns.
Okay.
People who go out and educate the public about birds are ambassadors.
Nice.
And then people who walk around town and take photos of dead birds to help us with that data are called terns. And so those are all things that we're working on to get people involved. And that's another reason why we're asking you to help us fund it by coming this weekend to enjoy and see these amazing artworks, and then possibly take some of them home.
Yeah, definitely bring the joy home with you and let it spark your curiosity. And what a great story to connect. And when people come to visit your home and you can share the story behind the artwork, it's a great idea. I love how artists really took to it. You could see it's really honorable work. Everybody really was dedicated to creating. So I look forward to seeing everybody on Sunday and coming to check it out myself. And it's really been great to meet you, Jeff, and to understand some layers of your story. I mean, it's so vast. The one with you holding that bird, which really saw that live on TV here, or screen, not even, and that's quite something. It brings me to want to be more courageous in my life. So I appreciate that. It's
very kind.
Maybe I could handle that. I don't know,
You
but
could, yeah.
you know what I mean? We could always find that courage within us if we leave ourselves open to it.
That's it.
So let the curiosity in and the colors flow, and let that enrich our lives. And when our lives are enriched, we can share that with others. So it's really honorable what you're doing. I'm happy to be a partner in whatever ways I can do. I really enjoyed creating this work. I didn't know I could create a puffin. I love puffins. We've seen them in Maine, and it's wild to see one.
Yeah.
I mean, we went out on a little boat and to the island. And remarkable.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be my next one. I've done a blue jay, a grackle, red feathered, northern flicker.
Yep.
And so I think that'll be my next one. And I love the way this one's painted. And that photo's your son's, you said?
That puffin is my son.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that one. Yeah.
Thank you.
But it's just, I'll just share a story from my life. So before being an artist, I was an art teacher. And so one of my favorite art projects I used to do was, yourself as a bird, right? And so I was sharing this with you, and I hope if you're watching at home, you could do this at home. You could do this with your kids, you could do this with your spouse on date night, whatever. It's a fun project. So you basically ask, it's like a guided meditation. So you close your eyes and you say, imagine the ceiling just opened up, and you flew up through the sky, and now you're over Hoboken, and you're looking down on the buildings, and you're over the Hudson River, and you're looking, what do you see? Where do you go? And then, you fly to the Jersey Shore, and you're flying around, and then you say, what do you look like? Are you large? Are you small? And so then you ask them to open their eyes, you give them some drawing medium, whatever you have, pencil, crayon, cut paper, recycled boxes, whatever. Use this material to share that story of who you are. And I think it's very important to us to connect with birds because they really give us the courage to stretch our wingspan a little further. And what you've done with your life and with your time, father of two, your youngest is how old?
I got a 2-year-old and a 16.
So those, his hands are full, but it's good that he doesn't have hands. He's the Birdman.
Yes.
He's got wings and his wingspan is stretching. And I think if we all stretched a little bit bigger and further with our kindness and our empathy and our tenderness, I think, and I'm not necessarily talking to anyone in particular. It's anyone, I feel so much of it in Hoboken, and that's the warmth and the support and the love, and it nourishes me, and I'm so grateful for my Hoboken community. And now it's time to share another species into our community. And learn about the terns and learn about all these creatures, and let's grow these pollinators so we can bring them in.
Do it.
That's how you do it, right? You attract that good energy and that love.
Yeah.
And so anything we didn't talk about?
I think we gotta wrap it up here. I will say this: if you're wondering why in the world we do have a puffin and a photograph of a puffin. Come this Sunday, you'll find out why it's kind of our Terns origin
Oh, there
story.
we go. Leave
Yeah.
a little mystery,
Yeah.
right? So thank you so much. Thank you to the Hoboken Historical Museum. Thank you, Rand. Thank you, everybody who's really put this together. It's been fabulous to work with you guys. And
Thank you, Ricardo.
hope to see you Sunday. And thank you so much for all your efforts and
Thanks for everything, bud.
in helping others and making
was
this
great.
a better place to live. And have friends visit.
All right, I'm going to take over now,
Yeah.
and we'll give some thanks to some of the people who help us out. The Hudson County Office of Tourism and Cultural Affairs sponsors our Upper Gallery exhibits. We also like to thank the Shipyard Circle. They are our top donors here at the museum. We love all our donors, all our visitors, everybody. So thank you so much. We have our trustees here noted as well. They're wonderful people. Thank you so much. Please come and visit our not just the upper gallery, but we have the main gallery. We have a show called What They Saw about Hoboken's amateur photography clubs. It ran for about 30, 40 years or so here in town. We have some really great prints of some amazing glass plate negatives from Hoboken around those times. Really, really cool stuff. And we also do have our Hoboken Talks live stream show. We hope to reschedule Richard Barone with Jack Silbert sometime soon, and we are going to be talking with Jimmy Farina, from the city clerk, in early April. So check that out. We pay a lot of attention to our YouTube channel. We stream on Facebook and YouTube. Check out our YouTube channel. We've got so many hours worth of content where you can learn more about what's going on and what happened in Hoboken, because we are the Hoboken Historical Museum. Thanks so much. Signing out.